Hello and welcome to our channel. This is our very first video. We're two sisters that are passionate about succulents, and we hope to have a channel that can help others, maybe beginners, get a beautiful garden of succulents and other plants, of course, but our passion is succulents. We are two sisters, Rosetta and Lucia, and we do have a very big passion for succulents. As you can see, this is a little bit of the collection that we have, and we hope this channel will inspire people just to get out in the garden, maybe pick some succulents and propagate some succulents. They're so easy to do using the things that you already have in your household. These are a lot of bowls and cups and saucers and things like that would be discarded. Maybe they've got chips on them, but you can beautify them by replanting some gorgeous succulents like this one here. We're going to be saving this, and it probably is root bound, and we're going to be transplanting some of them into this beautiful cup, this saucer and pot here. So I hope you enjoy and really benefit from this channel as we continue. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Please comment if you are also passionate about succulents, if you have any tips and tricks and what you do. And we hope you stay to the end of the video and see our beautiful result. Thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Because we want to keep these rocks, the little babies from this one, that, and the little baby here. And look, there's a little I think there's is that a snail? Gotta be careful of the snails. You can grab them. And there's also little babies here. There is a little baby. You really got to look out for any snails. They will enjoy the lovely watery succulent leaves and ruin your plant. I find that I get more snails when my succulents are amongst my garden and just sitting amongst my garden where the snails can get to it. And I find the ones that I have on the tables, there's not as many snails on there. But just have a look and see that there's any snails. We don't get any sort of bugs. I think there are some sort of mite that in Australia that attacks the succulents, but I've never come across it. But yes, definitely look for those when you're looking at your plants. Here I'm just adding some rocks, which when you haven't got a hole in the bottom of your planter, then you need rocks on the bottom to stop the roots from rotting, because if they sit in water, they will rot, and that's the one thing that will kill succulents. They hate wet roots. So that the rocks on the bottom will help have that water drain on those rocks and not sit in the soil where the roots are. So that's a good tip that somebody told me, and that's what I use. I also, this potting mix is just a simple it's actually not potting mix, it's just soil from my garden from one of my other pots. Usually what I use is a non-clumping kitty litter, which is like a vermiculite, and I do usually add that to my soil, not very much, just so the soil doesn't stay wet, and I find that really works. But you do you and see what works for you. Some people say you need to have a cactus or succulent mix. I never bother with buying that. I think personally, I think that, you know, they charge you for that, and really you can make up your own using a little bit of cheap vermiculite, and that's my opinion anyway. Not a professional opinion, just a beginner's opinion, and I find that it works for me. Here I'm just going to basically start separating these lovely poor little things. Look, it's root bound. I can see how it's almost solid that it's root bound. So I'm just using an old fork here just to split and to remove those plants from those roots, just putting it into a bigger pot. I do get an even bigger pot because I didn't realize how big this was going to be, but they definitely are root bound and this needed to be transplanted. So just putting the soil now over those over the rocks that I put on the bottom and just filling this up almost to the top. You just need to, I fill it up almost to the top to help the plant. Then I cover it with rocks after that. So you'll see that in the process. That one? I like that one. Yeah. So we'll just take, see how there's little babies here? There's a little baby there, tiny little baby. You can just put him in soil. So they're little babies. Little babies. Okay. So we'll do this first. So take the leaves off. Because this is already quite dry and not wet, it's fine to transplant now. Yeah. And they usually say to allow it to dry. Just like that. That looks pretty. Okay, we need more soil. Okay, so that we need to push it down a bit. Sure it's stable. Okay, box. Once it establishes its root system and it starts growing, it will get stable. Mm-hmm. Okay, see how that seems more stable now? Mm-hmm. Okay. We need to push it down a bit. Sure it's stable. Okay. Once it establishes its root system and it starts growing, it will get stable. Mm-hmm. Okay, just added the rocks. Now I'm going to water it, giving it a little bit of a water, not too much. Now it's good with a little teapot because any excess water you can pour out of the spout. Now the name of this variety of succulent is Haworthia, Haworthia. Absolutely beautiful. So I love the texture of it in your hands as well. Love to touch them, the little white little nodules it has on there, the little spiky, and they're not too spiky, they don't actually hurt when you touch them, which absolutely love this variety of succulent. Okay, we're using the cup now. I've just put the stones in the bottom as this cup does not have a hole for drainage, so using that same method of the stones on the bottom for drainage, then the soil. Now just choosing again, taking off those leaves that really is not necessary. Now with those leaves, if they're healthy, you can actually propagate those. I just sit them on the soil and spray some water on them and leave them and they will propagate. I wouldn't put them in direct sunlight. Put them in a space where they do get light, but not direct sunlight, as I think if they dry out too quickly in direct sun, they will not propagate. That's how I find works for me. I usually use my spray bottle just to give them a little spray every now and again so they don't dry out too much, and it works for me. So if give it a go, and if it does work, please let us know. We'd love to hear from you. We are so pleased with the results. They are absolutely stunning. And all these things we had lying around, the cup and the sauce, the cup and the pot were there. They weren't going to be used, and these would make stunning gifts for someone. So we hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.